Imagine standing at the edge of an unknown road. Your feet are planted firmly, yet your heart races in anticipation of the path ahead. You've been told that you're about to embark on a journey that will challenge you, shape you, and maybe even break you. Yet there is something far greater than what you can see that is silently at work. It has always been there, unseen, unspoken, yet guiding you with the certainty of a breeze that never shifts course. As you stand there, you wonder who holds your future. Is it your will, your dreams, or something else entirely? Each step you take on this road, you find that there are forces in play that you cannot control, forces that somehow seem to know what is best for you. Have you ever noticed how some moments in life feel like they were meant to happen, no matter how improbable? You didn't plan them, didn't see them coming, but they arrived with an undeniable certainty, as if the universe itself conspired to make them happen. You couldn't have foreseen it, yet you recognize it for what it is, a moment that was meant for you. The road before you is not just filled with obstacles and achievements, but with intersections where choices are made, where the tides of your fate seem to shift at a moment's notice. And no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you strive, there are moments when you reach a crossroads, and it's almost as if something higher than yourself gently steers your path. Some call it destiny. Others call it fate. Perhaps it is both, and perhaps it is neither. Perhaps it is something far older, far more intricate than we can comprehend. It is the thread that weaves through the tapestry of your life, binding together moments that, on the surface, seem unrelated, yet when you look back, you begin to see a pattern emerge. That pattern, my dear friend, is something far beyond your control. And in that, there is both comfort and fear. You see, this path, this winding road of life, is a journey that you cannot take alone. No matter how much you may believe that your decisions are the result of your own strength, your own insight, there is always a hand guiding you. It doesn't appear in the way you would expect, no grand gestures, no overt signs. It whispers to you in moments of quiet reflection, in moments when you least expect it, but always in the way that you need. It's the feeling you get when you reach an unexpected turning point, when something shifts in your soul, urging you to follow a new course. And the path, as uncertain as it may seem, always unfolds just enough to show you where you must go next. Many spend their lives searching for answers. They search for the key to unlock the mysteries of existence, the map to guide them on their journey. They forget that the greatest answers lie not in what they seek, but in how they surrender to the process of becoming. They forget that the unseen forces are never pushing them down, but lifting them higher. This lifting, this guiding, is a force that has no need for praise, no need for recognition. It simply exists quietly and with perfect understanding of what you need, even when you don't understand it yourself. There are times when the road before you is dark, when the shadows of doubt creep into your mind and make you question everything. It is in these moments of struggle that the unseen forces are the most present, though you may not feel their touch. In the midst of your despair, in the hours when you cannot see beyond the fog, trust that this force is working, gently nudging you forward, ever so carefully. It's easy to believe that when things are good, the world is aligned in your favor. But it's in the times of hardship that the true magic happens. Those are the moments that shape you, stretch you, refine you into something stronger, something wiser, even though you might not realize it at the time. Have you ever looked back on a time in your life when you felt utterly lost, only to realize later on that it was during that very time that you were being prepared for something greater? In those moments of uncertainty, there was something beyond your understanding that was preparing you for the next chapter of your story. Perhaps it was the strength you needed to endure, the courage you required to act, or the wisdom you would gain in time. And when you look back, you realize that those dark times were not periods of despair, but of preparation, of transformation. The path you walk is not always the one you envision. Life has a way of introducing new routes, new detours, new turns that force you to adapt. There are moments when you might feel that you've lost your way, that you're no longer on the path you thought you were meant to follow. But rest assured, even when the road before you appears unclear, even when you cannot see the way forward, there is something that holds you steady. It's like the roots of an ancient tree, deep, silent, and unwavering, even in the strongest storm. They are there to keep you grounded, to keep you safe, to remind you that no matter how far you wander, you are never truly lost. And then there are the moments of pure joy, the times when everything seems to fall into place, when everything aligns just as it should. When your dreams, once distant and hazy, suddenly appear within your grasp. These are the moments when you look up, take a deep breath, and realize that you have been led here all along, even when you had no idea where you were going. The twists and turns, the trials and triumphs, they were all part of the plan. And in those moments, you finally see what others often miss: you are not walking alone. What if I told you that there is a grand plan unfolding, one that you can't fully see yet? What if I told you that no matter what choices you make, the ultimate course of your life has already been charted in ways that are far beyond your understanding? You may take a wrong turn, make a mistake, or stumble along the way, but in the end, you will always find your way. And the beauty of this journey is that you don't have to know every step. You don't need to have it all figured out, because there is something far greater than your understanding that knows the way. And as you move forward, each step becomes a dance, a rhythm that guides you through the high points and the valleys, through the stretches of calm and the storms that may come. It's as if there's a silent hand, an invisible force that moves with you, never too far behind, never too far ahead. It adjusts your course with the gentleness of a breeze, ensuring that you remain on track, even when the path appears treacherous. It never forces you, never demands your obedience, but rather invites you to trust. Trust in what you cannot see. Trust in what you cannot control. Trust in what has always been there, even when you didn't know it. There is a particular grace in surrendering to this unseen force. It isn't about giving up or relinquishing your autonomy, but rather about recognizing that you are not the sole architect of your fate. That recognition, that humility, opens up a space within you, an openness that allows the world to work its magic, allowing things to unfold in ways you could never have orchestrated yourself. Your dreams, your desires, the life you want to build, it is all in motion, like a seed that has been planted, nurtured, and allowed to grow in its own time. The strength of your journey lies not in forcing it to grow, but in allowing it to grow in its own way, at its own pace. In those moments when you look back, you will see it. The breadcrumbs of your past will lead you to a deeper understanding of how far you've come, how many steps you've taken, each one leading you to this very moment. And when you pause, when you stand still and take a deep breath, you will feel it, the immense power of everything that has guided you, the invisible thread that connects the dots of your life. You may not see it while you're in the middle of it, but in time, as the years unfold, you'll see the beauty in the way things have played out. There are those who believe that they must carve their own path with sheer willpower, that every step must be earned and fought for. But life isn't always a battle. It isn't always about winning or losing, succeeding or failing. It's about becoming the person you are meant to be, not through force, but through understanding. Understanding that the winds that move you forward may not always blow in the direction you want, but they always blow in the direction that will bring you to where you need to be. Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so real, that it felt like a vision of your future? Have you ever woken up from that dream and felt a deep sense of knowing, as though you had glimpsed a piece of your life yet to come? Those moments are not just the workings of your imagination. They are fragments of a bigger picture, glimpses of the life that is already unfolding, even though you can't yet see it in its entirety. It's as if the universe, in its infinite wisdom, whispers to you in dreams, offering you glimpses of what could be, if you trust the journey and remain open to the path that is being laid out before you. The beauty of this unseen force is that it works in ways that are beyond your ability to fathom. You may think that you are in control of every decision you make, but sometimes life has a way of gently nudging you in the right direction when you least expect it. It might come in the form of a chance encounter with a stranger, a book that falls into your hands at just the right moment, or a conversation that seems insignificant at the time, but later reveals itself to be a turning point. These are the moments when you realize that something far greater than your own knowledge is at work. And it is in those moments, those flashes of understanding, when you begin to realize that the road you walk is not just a path of your making. It is a journey shared by all of us, a journey that is woven together by the countless souls who have walked before you and those who will walk after. It is a dance of interconnections, of moments that transcend time and space, creating a story that is uniquely yours, yet part of something much larger. The rhythm of life is universal, but each individual beat is yours to experience, yours to live, and yours to embrace. Sometimes, in the quietest moments, you will feel it most acutely, the gentle presence that has been guiding you all along. It doesn't announce itself with grandeur, but rather with a subtlety that calls for your attention. It's like a soft whisper in the wind, a subtle shift in the air that only the most attuned can feel. And in that moment, you will know that no matter what is ahead, no matter the challenges you may face, you are not alone. You are part of a greater plan, a larger purpose, one that is unfolding precisely as it should. We often look to others for guidance, for answers, for signs of reassurance that we are on the right track. We seek external validation for the choices we make, hoping that the world will confirm that we are heading in the right direction. But the truth is, the answers are already within you. The guidance you seek is not out there, but in the quiet stillness within yourself. It is in your heart, in your intuition, in those moments when you listen deeply to the stirrings of your soul. It's in those quiet moments when the noise of the world fades away and you are left with only your truth. And when you listen closely enough, you will realize that what has been guiding you all along is something that you have always known, something that has always been with you. You will encounter doubt, of course. There will be moments when you question the path before you, when you wonder if you're on the right track or if you've taken a wrong turn. But that doubt is part of the process. It is the human condition to seek certainty, to crave control over the future. But true peace comes not from knowing what will happen, but from trusting that whatever happens will unfold exactly as it should. It comes from surrendering to the flow of life and trusting that even when the path seems unclear, it is leading you somewhere meaningful, somewhere important. When you reach the end of your journey, when you look back on all that you have done, all that you have overcome, you will see it. You will see how everything, all the twists and turns, the moments of joy and sorrow, have brought you to this place. And in that moment, you will understand the road was never yours alone to navigate. It was always held by something greater, something beyond your understanding, something that has guided you from the very beginning. And in that realization, you will find peace. You will find the comfort of knowing that even when you could not see the way forward, there was always a hand at your back, gently steering you, ever so softly toward your destiny. And as you continue to walk forward, the weight of your journey starts to lift. The burdens you once carried, those fears, those doubts, the uncertainties that seemed so overwhelming in the moment begin to lose their power. They fade away like fog in the early morning, dissipating as you move into the warmth of the sun. And with each step, you feel lighter, more at ease, more in tune with the rhythm of the world around you. The tension that once gripped you in moments of uncertainty loosens its hold, because slowly you begin to see the beauty in the process of living itself. It is not always about the destination. It is about how you move through life, how you choose to walk through the moments, embracing the ebb and flow of the tides that surround you. There are days when the wind may blow harshly, when you may stumble or feel lost in the storm. And there are days when the sun shines brightly, when everything seems to align perfectly, when the world feels as though it is working in your favor. But both of those experiences are necessary. The light and the dark, the highs and the lows, they are the forces that shape you, the forces that refine you into the person you are meant to be. You have likely heard people say that life is what you make of it. But that statement, though true, is incomplete. Life is not just about what you make of it, but about how you allow it to make something of you. It is about how you let it shape you, mold you, teach you the lessons that will prepare you for what lies ahead. We are all in the process of becoming, and every experience, every encounter, every joy and sorrow is part of that unfolding. The moments that seem insignificant today may become the key to understanding tomorrow. The connections you make, the conversations you have, the paths you cross, they are all part of the beautiful puzzle that will one day come together to reveal the masterpiece of your life. But it is not always easy to see that. It's easy to become discouraged when things don't go as planned, when you face setbacks or detours that take you off the path you imagined for yourself. It's easy to feel like you've been abandoned, like the road is no longer leading you to where you want to go. But the truth is, every detour, every bump in the road is part of the grand design. Each misstep, each unexpected turn, each challenge you face is not a mistake, but a piece of the puzzle falling into place. When you look back, when you reflect on the journey you've traveled, you will realize that those seemingly random moments were actually the very things that propelled you forward, that made you who you are. So many of us get caught in the trap of thinking that we should have all the answers, that we should have our lives figured out, that we should know exactly where we're going. We are conditioned to believe that success is linear, that it's about climbing a ladder, moving from one goal to the next, with no room for deviation or change. But life doesn't work that way. It isn't a straight line. It isn't a series of steps that you climb one after the other. It's a winding road full of curves and surprises, full of moments that take you in unexpected directions, full of experiences that teach you things you never thought you needed to learn. This winding road is not a detour from your destiny, it is your destiny. Every experience, every choice, every moment you live is part of your journey. And there is something magical in that. The magic lies in the way everything comes together in the end, in the way that your life, with all of its twists and turns, becomes the very thing that you needed it to be. It is like a symphony where every note, every chord, every pause and crescendo adds depth and meaning to the composition. At first, the notes may seem disconnected, the rhythm may seem offbeat, but as the music continues, you begin to understand the beautiful arrangement that has been playing all along. In the quiet moments, when you are still, when you are alone with your thoughts, you may begin to hear the music of your life. It might be faint at first, a whisper in the distance, but if you listen closely, you will hear it growing louder, clearer, more harmonious with each passing day. The melody of your life is being composed, not by your hand alone, but by the forces of the universe that know exactly what it takes to bring you to the place you are meant to be. Every experience, every emotion, every triumph and failure is part of the composition. And one day, when you step back and look at the whole picture, you will see how beautifully it all fits together, how every note has played its part in creating the masterpiece that is your life. There will be moments when you feel unsure, moments when you question whether you are on the right path, moments when you wonder if all of this has any meaning at all. But trust that it does. Trust that there is something far greater than your understanding at work, something that is guiding you, shaping you, leading you toward your true purpose. You may not always understand why things are happening the way they are, but know that every moment has its place. Every moment is necessary. Every moment is leading you towards something greater. And when you look back on your life, when you reflect on the path you've taken, you will see it. You will see how each experience, each moment of doubt, each triumph and setback has led you to the place where you are now. You will see how everything was woven together, how the threads of your life have been pulled together into a beautiful tapestry, each moment contributing to the larger picture. You will see how the times when you felt most lost were the very times when you were being shaped into something greater. And in that realization, you will find peace. You will find comfort in knowing that the journey you've traveled has always been leading you to where you are now, and that where you are now is exactly where you need to be. Life is not something that happens to you, it is something that happens through you. It is a process of becoming, a process of unfolding, a process of growth. And in that process, you are never alone. The forces that guide you, the unseen hands that shape your path, are always there, gently nudging you forward, offering you the grace and wisdom you need to move through each step with courage and confidence. You may not see them, you may not always feel them, but they are there. And in the end, you will realize that they were there all along, guiding you toward the life you were always meant to live. This journey, this beautiful, winding journey that you are on, is not one that you can control. It is one that you must surrender to, one that you must trust, one that you must allow to unfold in its own time. The road will not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. For in the end, it is not the destination that matters, it is the journey itself. And the journey is always unfolding, always moving forward, always leading you towards something greater than you can see right now. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep moving forward. For the path before you is a path of grace, a path of purpose, and a path that will lead you exactly where you are meant to be. There will be moments when the weight of the world feels too heavy for your shoulders, when the burdens of life seem unbearable, and you may feel as though you are walking alone. In these times, the road may feel like it stretches endlessly ahead, with no end in sight, and you may wonder if you have the strength to keep moving. But even in those moments of despair, when it feels as though you are walking in darkness, trust that there is something at work beyond your understanding. It is in the hardest moments that the seeds of growth are being planted. The challenges, the struggles, the pain, they are not there to break you, but to make you stronger, to help you grow into the person you are destined to be. It is easy to become disheartened when you cannot see the end, when you feel lost in the maze of your own mind, when the path seems uncertain. But the truth is, you are never as lost as you think. Even when you cannot see the way forward, Even when the road seems obscured by clouds of doubt, there is a force, an unseen hand, that is guiding you. You might not feel it right now, you might not see the purpose in the moments of hardship, but in time, you will come to understand that each challenge is part of your journey. Each obstacle is a lesson in disguise, a teaching moment that is preparing you for what is yet to come. As you walk this road, it's easy to get distracted by the noise of the world, the expectations, the judgments, the pressures. Everyone seems to have an opinion on what you should do, where you should go, how you should go, how you should live your life. And it's tempting to listen, to conform, to follow the crowd in search of approval or success. But the truth is, the path that is meant for you is the one that you walk with your own feet, the one that you create with your own hands, the one that reflects your own truth, your own essence. It's not about following someone else's dream, it's about following your own. And when you do that, when you walk the path that is uniquely yours, you will find that the weight of the world lightens. The doubts will fade and the clarity will shine through. It is in the quiet moments of reflection, when you allow yourself to be still, that you will begin to hear the whispers of your soul, the whispers of your own truth. They have always been there, waiting for you to listen, waiting for you to trust. It is in these moments that you will understand the power of the journey you are on. You may not know where it leads, you may not understand all the twists and turns, but you will feel a deep, unshakable sense of peace within you. You will know that the path you walk is the right one, because it is the one that resonates with your heart. As you continue forward, you will encounter people, places, and experiences that will change you in ways you never expected. Some will bring joy, others will bring pain. But all will contribute to the story of your life, and each person you meet will leave an imprint on your soul. Whether they come into your life for a season or for a lifetime, they are part of the grand tapestry that is being woven. You will learn from them, grow with them, and sometimes you will learn the most from the ones who challenge you the most. These relationships, both easy and difficult, are not random. They are part of the plan, each one teaching you something new about yourself, about the world, and about the journey you are on. As you walk this road, you will find that the world around you changes. The landscape will shift, the seasons will change, and you will change with them. The person you are today is not the person you were yesterday, and the person you will be tomorrow will not be the same as the person you are today. This constant evolution is the beauty of life. It is the unfolding of your potential, the blossoming of your soul. The road before you will shape you in ways that you cannot yet comprehend. And as you grow, you will become more attuned to the subtle guidance that has always been there. There will come a moment when you realize that the path you are on was never truly unknown. It was always there, waiting for you to find it, waiting for you to find it, waiting for you to trust in the process. All along, you were being led by forces greater than yourself, forces that knew exactly where you needed to go. You may not have recognized it at the time, but when you look back, you will see the hand that guided you, the force that kept you steady, the wisdom that led you to this point. And as you continue to walk step by step, you will find that the road ahead becomes clearer. The doubts will dissipate, the fog will lift, and the path will reveal itself in full. You may not know exactly where it leads, but you will trust that it is leading you exactly where you are meant to go. Every twist, every turn, every moment of uncertainty will eventually make sense. The beauty of the journey lies not in knowing the end, but in trusting the process, in having faith that the road is leading you towards something greater than you could ever imagine. The road ahead is not just a physical journey, it is a journey of the heart, of the soul. And with each step you take, you will learn to trust more deeply, to surrender more fully, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. For in that unknown lies the magic of life. It is the space where all things are possible, where all things can unfold, where everything is in perfect alignment. You are not walking this road alone, and you will never be lost for long. The forces of the universe, the unseen hands that guide you, will always be there, lighting the way, whispering to you in the quiet moments, showing you the path that is meant for you. And when you trust in that, when you surrender to that, you will find yourself exactly where you need to be. As you continue down the road, the realization begins to settle within you, quiet but profound. The noise, the demands of others, the pressure to conform to expectations, they all begin to fall away. What is left, when all of that is stripped away, is the essence of who you are. It is your truth, your purpose, your unique light that you've carried with you all along. Even when you couldn't see it, even when it was hidden beneath layers of doubt and uncertainty. This is what matters. This is what will guide you when everything else feels uncertain. Your truth will never leave you. It will always be there, waiting for you to find it. But it is important to understand that finding your truth doesn't mean knowing everything. It doesn't mean having all the answers right now. It means living with an openness to what is to come, embracing the uncertainty with a heart full of trust, and believing in the process even when you cannot yet see the outcome. We spend so much of our lives searching for certainty, seeking to know what the future holds, trying to control the unfolding of events. But certainty isn't the key. Trust is the key. Trust that you are exactly where you are supposed to be, that the twists and turns of your life have meaning, that every step you take brings you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. This trust is not blind. It is not about closing your eyes and hoping everything will work out. It is about seeing, truly seeing, the ways in which life unfolds. It's about recognizing the signs, the whispers of the world, the patterns that show up in your life. It's about tuning in, listening deeply, and aligning yourself with the flow of life, even when it's difficult, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Because in the midst of uncertainty, when you are willing to be still and listen, you will hear the guidance that is always there, gently nudging you forward. As you begin to trust, you will also begin to release. Release the need to control everything. Release the fears that have held you back. Release the doubts that have clouded your vision. It's not about forcing things to happen. It's about allowing them to unfold in their own time. You are not in this alone, and you do not have to do everything on your own. The forces that guide you, the invisible hands that are at work in your life, know exactly what you need. They know the right time for things to fall into place. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply let go, trust the process, and allow life to reveal its beauty in its own time. In the moments when you are feeling lost, when the weight of the world feels too heavy to bear, remember that even in the darkness, there is light. Even when you cannot see the way forward, there are forces at work, shaping your path, leading you in ways you cannot yet understand. It is in those times of darkness, when you feel as though you are stumbling in the dark, that the greatest growth often happens. The darkness is not your enemy, it is the soil in which your roots grow deep. It is in the depths of the unknown that your true strength is forged. And when the light breaks through, when the path ahead is revealed, you will realize that the darkness was never something to fear, but something to embrace because it was part of your growth. The world around you is always in flux. Nothing stays the same for long. Seasons change, people come and go, and circumstances shift. Yet through it all, there is a constant, the ever-present unfolding of your life. The journey you are on is not about remaining static. It is about change, about growth, about becoming. And with each change, you are reshaped, reformed, and made more resilient. The person you are today is not the person you will be tomorrow. You are constantly evolving, constantly learning, constantly becoming who you were always meant to be. There will be times when you question the direction you are heading. Times when you wonder if you are making the right choices, if you are doing enough, if you are enough. It's easy to get caught up in these thoughts, to get overwhelmed by the weight of the world's expectations. But remember that your worth is not determined by external measures. Your worth is intrinsic. It is built into the very fabric of your being. You are enough right now as you are, and you always have been. The journey you are on is not about proving anything. It is not about earning your worth. It is about remembering who you are, reconnecting with the truth that has always been there, and walking forward with that truth as your guide. You may not always see the full picture of your life, and that's okay. The beauty of life lies in its unfolding, in the mystery that surrounds it. Each moment is a step into the unknown, a new chapter in your story. The future is not something you can predict or control, but it is something you can trust. Trust that the road ahead will bring you exactly what you need, that each experience will contribute to the person you are becoming. And with that trust comes peace. Peace in knowing that you are not alone, that you are being guided every step of the way, and that the universe has a plan for you, even when you cannot see it. There is a certain freedom that comes with surrender. It is not about giving up, it is about giving in to the flow of life, to the rhythms that are always present, to the wisdom that is greater than our own understanding. When you let go of the need to control every aspect of your life, you create space for magic to happen. You allow the universe to work its wonders, to bring things into your life that you never could have imagined. And when you look back on your life, when you reflect on the moments that felt uncertain, you will see how they were actually the stepping stones that led you to where you are today. Each one of those moments, though it may have seemed insignificant at the time, was a necessary part of the journey. Without them, you wouldn't be who you are now. The path ahead is not always clear, but it is always moving forward. Even when you feel lost, even when you don't know the way, the road is still unfolding before you. You may not always understand why things happen the way they do, but trust that every experience is part of the journey. You are not meant to understand everything right now. You are meant to live, to grow, to experience the unfolding of your own life, and to trust that everything is happening exactly as it should. And when you look back, when you reflect on the twists and turns, you will see how beautifully everything has fallen into place. The road has always been leading you to exactly where you are meant to be. As the road stretches before you with all of its twists and turns, you begin to understand that the beauty of life lies in its unpredictability. It is in the moments of uncertainty that you learn the most about yourself. It is in the moments when you don't know what comes next that you truly discover your strength, your resilience, and your capacity for growth. Each unexpected shift in your path is not a sign of failure, but an opportunity to evolve, to expand, and to become more aligned with who you are meant to be. When you step into the unknown with an open heart and a trusting spirit, you will find that the unknown is not something to fear. It is a place where you can bloom, where you can reach heights you never imagined possible. The road ahead will sometimes be slow, and you may feel like you're not moving fast enough, not getting to where you want to go quickly enough. But remember that growth doesn't always happen at the pace we desire. It happens in its own time, and that time is always perfect, even when it doesn't seem that way. There is no need to rush through life, to hurry to the finish line. The journey is what matters, and the moments along the way are what will shape you into the person you are becoming. There will be days when it feels like you're standing still, but even then you are growing. Even in the quiet, still moments, you are being prepared for what's next. And when you look back, you will see that it was all part of the process, all part of the process, all part of the larger unfolding. Along this journey, you will face moments that test your patience, moments that challenge your beliefs, and moments that make you question everything. These are the moments that shape your character, that teach you the depth of your own courage. It's easy to believe in yourself when things are going smoothly, when life feels easy and predictable. But it's when things get tough, when the road gets rough, that you discover your true strength. It is in those times that you learn to dig deep, to draw from an inner well of resilience that you didn't even know existed. And as you emerge from these challenges, you will find yourself stronger, wiser, and more connected to your purpose. It's important to understand that the journey is not about reaching a specific destination. Life is not about ticking off boxes or achieving certain milestones. It's about the process, about how you move through the experiences that shape you. It's about learning to enjoy the journey itself, to find meaning in the moments, both big and small. Every day is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become more attuned to who you are. Each step is a chance to connect with the essence of life, to be present in the now, and to embrace what is. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when you question your choices, when you wonder if you're on the right path. But know this, the doubts you face are not signs of weakness, they are signs of growth. Every time you question yourself, every time you face uncertainty, you are being called to dig deeper, to trust more fully, and to surrender more completely. It is through the doubts and the fears that you are invited to strengthen your faith, to believe in yourself, and to trust in the unfolding process. There is no straight line to your dreams, no perfect road that leads directly to your destination. But there is a road that is uniquely yours, and every bump along the way is part of the story that will eventually lead you to exactly where you are meant to be. Along the way, you will meet others who are on their own journeys. Some will be with you for only a short time, others will stay with you longer. But all of them will leave an imprint on your life. All of them will teach you something. Some will challenge you, some will encourage you, some will show you parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. These relationships are not by chance. They are all part of the greater design, part of the way life is guiding you towards your truth. Even the most fleeting encounters have purpose, and it is through the connections you make with others that you discover more about who you are, more about your own capacity for love, compassion, and understanding. The beauty of this journey is that it is not just about you. It's about how you move through the world, how you affect others, and how you connect with the people you meet along the way. The way you show up in the world, the way you respond to challenges, the way you treat others, all of these things matter. They ripple out into the world, creating a web of influence and connection that extends far beyond what you can see. Your journey is not just yours, it is shared with everyone you encounter, and together we all contribute to the tapestry of life. And as you continue on this path, you will come to understand that the road is never truly done. There is no final destination, no point where you can say, I have arrived. The journey is continuous, a never-ending process of growth and discovery. Each chapter of your life leads to the next. Each experience adds another layer of depth to the person you are becoming. Life is a constant evolution, and the more you embrace that, the more peace you will find. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to know where you're going. All you need to do is trust the process, to stay open, and to continue moving forward. The road will reveal itself to you, one step at a time. And when the road seems too difficult to travel, when the weight feels too heavy to bear, remember that you are never alone. You are connected to something greater than yourself, something that has always been guiding you, supporting you, and carrying you forward. You may not always see it, but it is there, invisible yet powerful, always with you. This unseen force is part of you, part of the very fabric of your being. And as long as you trust, as long as you keep moving forward, you will find that it is always there, lighting your way, lifting you up when you fall, and leading you to exactly where you are meant to be. The road may not always be easy, but it is always worth it. For in the end, it is not the destination that matters, it is the journey, the lessons learned, the growth achieved, and the person you become along the way. Keep walking, keep trusting, and know that every step you take is leading you to something greater, something beyond what you can see, something that will be revealed in its own perfect time. As you walk this journey, remember that the path ahead is filled with both challenges and beauty. Each step, each moment, contributes to your growth and transformation. You may not always see the way forward, and the road may feel uncertain, but trust that every twist, every turn, is part of a greater plan that is unfolding. The struggles you face are not setbacks, but opportunities for strength, resilience, and understanding. The people you meet, the experiences you have, they all shape who you are becoming. There is no need to rush, no need to force the outcome. Simply trust the process, remain open, and know that you are never alone. With every step you take, you are being guided toward your highest good. Embrace the journey, for it is not just about where you're going, but about who you become along the way. Keep walking with faith, for the road will reveal its beauty in time.